No shooters. Shooters. No shooters. Shooters. So sexy. What's up, guys? Chris here from Mainely Match Theory Thursday again. It's like it's happening every week nowadays. But, so this week we have the goalie theory on shooting strings. So shooting strings in goalie sticks serve a very different purpose than they do in field sticks. For a while we tended away from the V's in the same kind of field mentality that we didn't want to increase any whip. But shooting strings and goalie sticks, and especially the V look, not only do they look amazing, because they look great when you throw in the long V's on a goalie stick, but they actually serve not to add hold necessarily, but to decrease rebounds even further. So like we talked about last time with pulling these diamonds out wide to create these 45-degree angles of the mesh lines, pushing the ball further down into the pocket, these V's serve somewhat of a similar purpose in that if you place them along these 45-degree lines, as happens with a V, as the ball channels into the pocket, as it's trying to roll back around, we're getting a phone call. This is your inside view into Mainely from Florida. Ooh. Mainly Mesh, this is Chris speaking. How can I help And we're back after that long phone call. So, back to shooting string theory. Shooting strings and goalie sticks actually reduce rebound. And the way they do that is like we've talked about with the 45-degree angles, channeling the ball into the center of the pocket. What they do when you add these V shooters is after channeling the ball into the center pocket, as it's rolling around, you can see how it catches again on these V shooters and further keeps the ball from sliding out of the pocket. So that same type of catch from the V shooters that you wouldn't want in a field stick is something that you want for the rebound of the mesh in a goalie stick. Now, in terms of adding whip to the ball, unless you are over-tightening these V shooters, you'll notice this is all much wider than the width of the ball all the way up really through those V shooting strings. So as long as you're not putting any tension in them and you're stringing them loosely, it really shouldn't affect very much the way you throw. Another thing to keep in mind in terms of how high or low you're placing your shooting strings is that if you have a lot of tension at the top of your stick, this one is a better example than the Eclipse or the Eraser 2 that we have strung there. Adding shooting strings in these flat sections isn't necessarily going to affect the way your stick throws. You can see the ball will naturally hop out between these second and third diamonds. So adding a shooting string way up at the top here might be good for looks, really won't add much else. So basically step one is tie your shooters. We usually like to add nylons, either, tied tightly right at the top just to make sure they're hopping out and hitting themselves on something. And then the V shooting strings are more for looks and for decreasing the rebound of the stick. That's part one. We'll talk about it more later. Thanks. We'll catch you guys next time.